Good evening. My name is Monriel Harbison, and I will be presenting to you my interpersonal communication project that is required for the HSCO 508 course at Liberty University. Next slide. I will be sharing with you my overarching goal for my life while describing how my behavioral blend and background influences my communication style both negatively and positively. Yes, of course, we all have our communication challenges, and I will be sharing mine with you a little later, but not without also sharing the resources and strategies that will provide solutions to my challenges. Enlarging my conversation is important in every area of my life. Therefore, I must have an action plan, which I will reveal to you later. Next slide. My overarching goal is to become an effective listener and communicator while maintaining my nonverbal behavior in order to become an effective counselor and a better minister. Next slide. I chose this goal because in Peterson's book, Why Don't We Listen Better?, he reveals several techniques and strategies that made me realize that I was not really listening like I thought I was. According to Stewart, nonverbal communication establishes rapport, engagement, power, and responsiveness, which are key elements in the life of a counselor, a minister, or any other relationship. Next slide. According to my behavior blend, revealed by the Uniquely You assessment created by Carbonell, I am a great encourager. I am also motivated by helping others. My background blend and my background consists of being the person that does not meet any strangers, meaning that I am people oriented. I'm also friendly, loving, empathic. I'm a people person, and that means that I love people and people love me, and that makes it easy for them to talk with me. My behavioral blend and background influences my communication style negatively because being an encourager, I am always anticipating to jump right in with someone else is talking, which is not the best action to take. I am also motivated to help, therefore I am doing most of the talking and not much of the listening. On the other hand, being an empathic encourager makes me an empathic listener. According to Stewart, encouraging skills actually pulls more talk from the other person, which will help them to clarify their meaning of any misunderstandings. Empathic listening focuses on the other person, and focusing means being mindful, and I'm not always a mindful listener. Next slide. On another note, the communication challenge that I have realized are one that I have an interrupting listening style. Yes, I was surprised too, but I really mean well. Okay, I can explain. Burley Allen noted that with this listening style, I tend to interrupt when others are talking, but I feel that I may forget what I'm going to say if I don't jump right in and say what I need to say about the situation. I also feel anxious when I cannot say what I want to say at that given moment, and while the other person is talking. Me being the encourager that I am thinking about what I'm going to say next while the person is talking. So that makes me a not so good listener. Another challenge is that with this listening style, I am terrible at taking turns talking and listening. Also, the majority of the time that I am listening and talking, my face is talking too. So my facial expressions can give the wrong impression sometimes. Stewart states that our face is probably the most expressive part of our body and the focal point of our body as well. It shows anger, disgust, joy, fear, confusion, and annoyance. I am usually smiling, so people tend to ask me what is wrong when I'm not smiling. My face can also get confused with the wrong facial expression. For example, a turned up lip might look like I'm a little disgusted, but in reality, I could be confused at that time. So, next slide, please. Some of the resources and strategies that will help me to reveal my overarching goal is the book by Peterson, Why Don't We Listen Better? I have really found a lot of techniques and strategies in that book that has really helped me to reach the goal that I am trying to reach. Also, the TLC, the talker listener card. Peterson really brought that out in his book when he discussed that. That just consists of taking turns while listening and talking, and there are some tips on the card. I have tried this once with my husband, but it really didn't work out. But I have really tried to listen a little better, and I've really been trying to talk a little less, because I know that when I take turns, the person can be heard out and they will feel more comfortable, more adamant about talking. And if I be patient enough to wait to take my turn, then I can overcome this interrupting listening style that I tend to have. And also, Bridges Not Walls by Stewart. I have learned a lot in that book, and about my nonverbal communication as well, and my facial expressions. I have really realized that my facial expressions can really tell how I'm feeling, and it is very important in being a counselor to maintain your facial expressions, because when someone is talking with you, sometimes they may feel like you are judging them in the way that you make a face, or they may get defensive if you make a face, and they might not understand what your face is. So it's really hard. It has really been hard for me to maintain a straight face when I'm talking with someone, but I've been trying to do that in every conversation that I have to enlarge my conversation. It feels a little strange and a little weird at first, but I have come to realize that if I don't make any expressions, then no one will think that I'm judging them, and they can get everything that they need to say out, and they will be heard. And also, one of my resources is the Bible. Everyone can read the Bible and find themselves in there, and that is one of my main resources, is to go and read the Word of God to let me know how I need to be, how I need to walk in this life. My action plan is to focus more. Next slide, please. My action plan is to focus more on the other person, practice listening and talking while taking turns, being mindful and considerate of others and their feelings, and also being patient so that I will not interrupt the talker. Next slide, please. In my conclusion, I would like to leave you with James 1:19. Wherefore, my beloved brethren, let every man be swift to hear, slow to speak, slow to wrath. Thank you, and have a good evening.